Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm hoping that the show will be okay and there won't be any issues, but there was some technical issues here before going live, so hopefully I don't freeze mid-sentence on the show. Should be okay now, but um, we have a big slate to go over today. 14 games today, a lot of games to go over. Looking back at yesterday's show, nice 3-0 sweep. Both player props I gave out on yesterday's show cashed. And I mentioned Sanderson, how I didn't want to take the assist prop because I had a feeling that he would score. So took the point prop and cashed with that. And then Claude Giroux getting a point on the empty net goal, the final goal of the game. So a nice win there. And the Senators' money line was my premium play of the day. So a nice 3-0 sweep on yesterday's slate and ready to break down today's slate. Good day, Terry. Let's go. Hey, Grant. How's it going? Hope all is well. Big slate today? Yes, it is. Big slate. Hello, Terry. I'm on my daily walk listening and watching your program. I'm on the Oilers in regulation minus 105. Interesting. Um, I don't really have a whole lot to say about that game, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll jump right into today's slate and start with the first game here between the Florida Panthers and Washington Capitals. In this one, Florida minus 114 and minus 120, road favorites. Washington minus 102 to plus 103, home dogs, 5.5s right across the board in this game here. Sergei Bobrovsky confirmed for Florida. Logan Thompson confirmed for Washington. And Logan Thompson coming off a rare loss, a 5-4 overtime loss in his last game, but still 23 2 and 4 on the season. Logan Thompson has just been fantastic pretty much all season long. Um, Now, this is going to be a tough test for him because this Florida team seems to have found it recently and is playing really well. Ultimately, I can't get to a side here. Um, the Capitals, back to back games, they've lost 5-4 in overtime. This Panthers team, 3-game win streak. They've won 4 of their last 5 here, playing pretty well. So ultimately, not getting to anything here when it comes to the side. Looking at player props, uh, Matthew Kachuk. I'm going to take Matthew Kachuk, or sorry, I took Matthew Kachuk anytime goal. Point 0.3 unit play. So instead of my regular half unit play, went with a 0.3 here. Um, because I got his prop here for plus 225. And I really don't want to go against Logan Thompson. That's ultimately why I made it a 0.3 instead of a half unit play. Um, but I had to take it with the hot stick that Matthew Kachuk has. Sam Reinhart is also heating up back to back games with a goal, 3 consecutive games with an assist. So he's a good look. Sam Bennett, of course, did not get his shots when I bet him on Saturday, and then went and got 5 shots in his last game. So don't be surprised to see Sam Bennett get his 4 shots now that I'm not betting it. And then for the Capitals, Alexei Protas didn't get a point. Pretty much everybody else did for the Capitals, so that was a little bit unfortunate. Again, Saturday slates, but ultimately not going to get to anything with Washington here. Just a 0.3 unit play on Matthew Kachuk, anytime goal here in this game. Wouldn't be surprised to see the draw here either. The draw. Sammy Walker, Pride of Edina, University of Minnesota, traded to Utah for future considerations. Yeah, me and Robert talked about this. Sammy Walker is an AHL player. He's had his chance in the NHL. He's never really um, played as well in the NHL. So no big loss here. I wish him all the best on a Utah's AHL team because he's just not an NHLer. So, hello, Robert. I check your Twitter every day. Timothy, so relaxing to walk. Yes, very relaxing. Love when the wrong team is favored, like yesterday. Yes, yes. Florida money line. I could see that. Hello, Tim. Do I follow you back? Much prefer smaller slates than large ones. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Florida money line. Yes. Walking and listening to hockey and baseball is the best for sure. Kachuk goal. Yes, I'm with you. Just another boring over for me. Hey, nothing really boring with an over. I think an under would be a lot more boring. But dope at Tim. Pierre-Luc Dubois point. Ovi goal. Lundell point. Yes, Lundell got a point yesterday or the last game for the Panthers as well. He's been consistent for them also. Good day, Terry. A bit late. Hey, it's all good, but swept the board yesterday with money. So did I. So did I. Of course, me and Captain Bry, we think alike. So usually when one of us has a good night, the other one does as well. So happy to hear it, Captain Bry. But moving on along to our second game, the New Jersey Devils and the Pittsburgh Penguins here. New Jersey minus 136 to minus 145. Pittsburgh plus 116 to plus 125. Sixes, I see a 5.5. I see a couple 6.5s. So books kind of split here when it comes to the total. Nico Doss confirmed for New Jersey, be making his first start of the season, and Alex Nedeljkovic confirmed for Pittsburgh, and is coming off a shutout in his last game, and now will be looking to beat the New Jersey Devils here. Ultimately, when it comes to his side here, I'm not going to get anything. Um, Pittsburgh's doesn't have a lot of Pittsburgh's not a team that you really expect to have a lot of shutouts. So obviously, coming off a 3-0 shutout win, and then the previous game between these teams was a 3-0 shutout win by the Devils. So that's kind of interesting. For me, Jesper Bratt, over half an assist, plus 100. Jesper Bratt was our moneymaker to start the year. Was just racking up the assists game after game after game. And then had a stretch where all players do, where he kind of went cold. But definitely not cold recently. 5 consecutive games with an assist. Cashed on him the last game. So I'll go right back to him here. Jesper Bratt over half an assist, plus 100 here against the Penguins. For Pittsburgh, the most consistent player is no big surprise, I think, to anybody. Sidney Crosby, a point in 6 of his last 7 games for the Pittsburgh Penguins. If you wanted to play Jesper Bratt, if you didn't want to take him for an assist, you could always parlay Bratt point with Hughes point. I think that's a good look. As you can see, both of them together, points in 5 consecutive games recently. Can't wait for baseball, Timothy. Been building my bankroll for the upcoming season. Interesting. I have not even really taken too much of a look at baseball yet. Um, I want all the players to kind of sign and see where everyone is, and then I'll take a look at the baseball season upcoming. I took both teams to score 2+ and both teams to score in the third. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so Grant likes some goals in this game, and I could see it. I could see it. Brad has 3 goals in 4 games versus Ned. Oh no! So you're telling me he's going to score instead of get an assist? Is that what you're saying? Oh, I hate when that happens, but maybe he'll score and get an assist, and then that'll be great. Brad Hughes point parlay. I agree, Captain Bry. I think that's the way to go too. Thanks to the picks yesterday, Giroux finally got an assist. Yeah, it was um, better late than never, as they like to say. He got there, but made us wait. He made us wait, that's for sure. But speaking about Giroux and the Ottawa Senators, they are in Tampa Bay to face the Lightning here in our next game. Ottawa plus 140 to plus 152. Tampa Bay minus 170 to minus 180. Home favorites, 5.5s right across the board here in this one. Andre Vasilevsky confirmed for Tampa Bay. Nobody yet confirmed for Ottawa. Linus Allmark is listed here as unconfirmed. So maybe he will be making the start here. Second night of a back to back, obviously, for the Ottawa Senators in this game here. Um, I don't. When I'm looking at this game here, I don't really want to load up on player props here against Andre Vasilevsky. Of course, also the second night of a back to back for the Senators. Claude Giroux, I saw his point prop, I believe, at around minus 106 at FanDuel. Everywhere else, I believe. Let's take a look here. Yeah, minus 106 at FanDuel, minus 120, minus 125 in other spots. DraftKings is minus 115. So if you do like Giroux, if you want to play him for a point, minus 106 at FanDuel is a pretty good price. Shane Pinto, I mentioned him on yesterday's show. His point prop became available after, like during the show. Um, for me here in this one, I am going to take Jake Sanderson over half a point, which I got for plus 118 at FanDuel. Again, FanDuel having better prices than other books here. I really like what I've seen from Sanderson recently. Their most consistent defenseman. I'll take him here for a point, but won't be surprised to see Giroux and Pinto possibly get in on the action here. I just don't want to load up on props here in this game. I do feel like this is probably going to be a lower scoring game, but I'll continue to ride with Jake Sanderson here in this game here. New Jersey lost their mojo. Yeah, and they also lost their starting goaltender, which doesn't help. Doesn't help. Brad has 15 assists in 27 games versus Pitt. Still like it. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Like I said, he could do both. He could do both. Jonathan, as usual, my goodness. Yeah. Over 5.5 for Sens in Tampa. Really? You like the over? Okay. Tampa is a parlay piece for me. Sens ain't winning. Okay. It is a tough spot for them. Obviously, second night of a back to back, facing Tampa Bay. Not easy. Pinto point. Yeah, I could see it. Gensel assist. I could see that as well. Teams on back to backs have been more successful than expected this season. The team with too much rest comes out slow. I could see that. I could see that. His shot from the blue line yesterday was on point. Sanderson? Yeah. Yeah. I just had that feeling. And it's like, okay, he's getting assists all the time, but I'm not going to be greedy and go with the assist prop. Stick with the point. And that's what I did yesterday. And that's what I'll do again here. Jake Sanderson over half a point for the Senators. Next up, the Minnesota Wild and the Boston Bruins here in this game. Minnesota plus 110 to plus 120. Boston minus 127 to minus 135. 5.5s right across the board here in this game. Jeremy Swayman confirmed for the Boston Bruins. Marc-Andre Fleury making his final start in Boston here in this game. Fleury, absolutely fantastic against the Montreal Canadiens in his home province. Fleury on the season, 11, 5, and 1, 2.59 goals against average, 908 save percentage. He is much better numbers than Jeremy Swayman, which I don't think a lot of people would have expected coming into this season. The way I look at this game here, we've talked about Minnesota. Obviously, we talk about Minnesota all the time, but we talk about every team all the time when they play. But this Wild team is a team you want to bet on the road, especially as a road dog. When the Wild are at home, it's a much different story. For some reason, they just aren't playing too well at home, but they have been fantastic on the road. For me here, yes, I am taking Wild money line, which I got for plus 115. The Wild are off what could be considered their worst game of the season against Ottawa, 6-0 loss in their last game. It was bad. It was bad. So I expect the Wild to bounce back after that. They've won 3 of their last 4 games, all on the road. This Wild team just plays well on the road. Minnesota also 4-1-1 in the last 6 games against Boston. They've had success against Boston. This Bruins team, they've lost 2 of their last 3, and they've allowed 16 goals over the last 3 games. So Boston has had trouble stopping the puck recently. When it comes to player props, I'm not on any here, but don't be surprised if Matt Boldy has a big game. And I've really been kind of on the fence, leaning here, pulling the trigger on Boldy to score. Um, 3 consecutive games with no points for Boldy, 3 shots on goal in each game. Now he's coming home to Boston here. I really, really have this feeling like we're going to get a really good game from Matt Boldy here tonight. But I have not pulled the trigger on his props. Jared Spurgeon has been playing very well, a point 4 of his last 5 games. His point prop, I believe, is at around plus 146, I believe, something like that. So there's some good value there. Sorry, plus 180 bet 365 for Spurgeon to get a point. Oh my gosh. Plus 180. Ah, okay. I'm probably gonna have to take that. As I just said, Jeremy Swayman, this Boston Bruins team has been allowing goals and bunches. A point in 4 of his last 5 for Spurgeon, and he's plus 180 just to get a point. I'm gonna have to add that after the show. So Jared Spurgeon over half a point. I really do lean with Matt Boldy as well in this game, and I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what it is. Oh, Jonas Brodin will be making his return to the lineup, a huge addition on defense for the Wild, and Marcus Johansson finally returning from his concussion that he received from Connor McDavid. So he'll be making his return here. And of course, Ryan Hartman will not be playing tonight, the first game of a 10-game suspension, unless he does what I think is the right thing, is to appeal that and get it down more closer to 6 games. I think would be better in my opinion. But um, Jared Spurgeon over half a point, which I'll be adding, and Wild money line in this game. Oh no, LOL. Oh no, what? Oh no, what? Uh-oh, I'm scared. Pass. Can't do this one. Okay, okay. Hey Terry and Picks on Net Pals. Hey Addison, how's it going? I think the Wild partied really hard after winning for Flower Montreal. God knows there are many places to celebrate in Montreal. Okay, that's possible. I could see that. Yeah, it was just an awful game. Awful game. So I expect a much, much better game here today. Masta has 7 goals in 8 games versus Fleury. Ooh. Wallstrom has 3 goals in 3 games versus Fleury, plus 600. Okay, so there's definitely some value there with Wallstrom. Pasta, he probably scores, but it is what it is. Flower's not going to get another shutout here, but this could be a higher scoring game. It very well could, but I like the Wild to finish out on top. Boldy goal, I think so, Robert. I really think so. I really think so. And what is Boldy at? I think he was at like plus 170 here in this game. Yeah, plus 175, plus 170, in other spots for Boldy to score. I do think that's a good play. I do. I think I think all the Wild come out with a better game here, but I think Boldy has a good one. Harmon could appeal and get a longer suspension. Yeah, I don't think that would happen. Shea Paris. Okay, okay. On to our next game. This one's really interesting. Columbus Blue Jackets and the Buffalo Sabres here in this one. Columbus plus 142 to plus 157. The Buffalo Sabres minus 170 to minus 185. 6.5s right across the board. A couple sixes available as well here in this one. So the Buffalo Sabres are minus 170 favorites here, despite being at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. 47 points for Buffalo. Philly, Pittsburgh both have 52. And then if you're looking for Columbus, well, they're in a playoff spot right now with 59 points. 26, 20, and 7. The Sabres team 21, 26, and 5. Buffalo has won 3 consecutive games here. I just realized that I should not have Zach Werenski on the screen here. He is not playing in this game. He was involved. He was injured in his last game, so Zach Werenski will not play here, which is a big loss for this Columbus team because they're already also missing Kirill Marchenko, and of course they don't have Sean Monahan. So this Columbus team, which has been a moneymaker on the road, or which has been a moneymaker as a dog this season. Um, Obviously, I'm tempted here. Seeing Columbus at plus 145, I do want to take them, but Buffalo, they've won 3 games in a row, and Tage Thompson got a little bit banged up in the last game. Buffalo players kind of getting called out there for not stepping up for Thompson. Thompson may or may not play. I don't think he's officially out, so that's why um, he's still on the screen as well. But I think this could possibly be a physical game, especially from the Sabres side. And Columbus, uh, they're beaten up right now when it comes to players playing in this game. So this one is really interesting on how this game is going to finish out. For me, Kent Johnson over half a point. We cashed on him in the last game. We cashed on him a few games during this streak, and I'm gonna stick with him here. Over half a point, minus 110 at Bet365, zero point 0.6 unit play there for me. I like what I've seen from Ken Johnson for a while. Cole Sillinger is also a good look for the Blue Jackets, getting moved up to that top line with Fantilli and Voronkov. And really looking at Ken Johnson here, um, that second line for Columbus, James Van Riemsdyk, Luca Del Beluz, I probably butchered that, and Ken Johnson, those three have played really, really well together and developed some chemistry. We've seen very good games from Van Riemsdyk this season. So I like Ken Johnson there on the second line. Um, I feel like I should be taking Sillinger as well. He does have a point in 3 consecutive games. So if you want to look at Sillinger with Fantilli, that's a good look. For the Buffalo Sabres, of course, Tage Thompson most likely not playing tonight. I don't know if he's officially been called out, but even if he does play, I wouldn't want to look at his props because he is definitely not 100%. Owen Power, his props weren't available early on. Let's see if that is still the case here. Nope, his point props available now. Plus 132 at Bet365 for Owen Power. Let me get my sheet out so I can write Spurgeon for the Wild and Power. I'm going to add Owen Power over half a point, plus 132. Actually, I'm seeing that Bet Rivers has plus 155. So I'll be going to Bet Rivers instead because I have an account there. So Owen Power over half a point and Kent Johnson over half a point here for this game. You'll try bold anytime goal? Okay. Okay. No Marchenko, no Tage. Okay. Thompson is out. And so is Orensky. Yes. I needed to update. I needed to update the sheet here. Over 6.5. Columbus without Marchenko and Buffalo without Tage Thompson. Yeah, that's this game is going to be really interesting how it works out. Jackets puck line is a parlay piece. I could see that. And yeah, no Rensky for Columbus. Nope, he is hurt. Fantilli, 3 game. I'm gonna guess three. Three is right beside the E, so I'm gonna guess three. Oh, five. Okay, five. Okay, 5 game road streak for Fantilli. And then 3 games in 3 games, 3 goals in 3 games against Buffalo. Very nice. No Tage tonight. Yes, no Tage tonight. Officially out. Okay. Okay. Darlene assist. Okay. Uh, Not really as consistent as he was earlier, but Zucker, Cousins, and Kent Johnson points. All right. All right. Verhaeghe goal and assist. He's been heating up for the Florida game. Okay. I played Johnson for a goal plus 250 and over half an assist plus 172. Figure at least one cashes and I make a small profit. Yes, he could definitely do that as well. He could definitely go that route. Um, Dave, Jack Johnson and Jordan Harris appear to be drawing in. Cole Sillinger moves up to play, yeah, with Fantilli. Yeah, yes. So I think he's a good luck, Sillinger. Good luck today, y'all. Thank you for the show, Terry. No problem. Thanks for coming on in, Stop Geo. Um, Comrie in for the Jets. More alignment movement towards the Canes. Yeah, we'll talk about that game. We'll get there soon. I'm really torn on that one. Brady Kachuk over 1.5 points. All right, all right. Terry, when I said I had trouble with NHL same game parlays, none of these US books will let you correlate players shot and goal prop and goalie saves prop in the same parlay. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think goalie saves props can be put in parlays. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's a parlay prop that you're able to do. Do you like the over here at Jonathan Davis between this game? Yeah, like that's a good question. Um, I could see it going either way myself, but moving on along to our next game here, we've got because a bunch of games left still on this slate. Vegas Golden Knights minus 141 to minus 150, road favorites. The Islanders plus 118 to plus 129, home dogs, 5.5s and sixes. Books are pretty split here when it comes to the total in this game. The Islanders finally had their winning streak snapped with a 6-3 loss against the Florida Panthers. And this Vegas Golden Knights team, who was 28 9 and 3 on January 7th, are now 31 16 and 6. So they have lost 7 games in regulation, 3 games in overtime, and only won 3 games um, since January 7th. So it's been a rough go for this Vegas Golden Knights team. Having lost 4 of their last 5 and 8 of their last 10 games. So it's been a rough go for the Golden Knights. I couldn't take Vegas at this price. It would have to be Islanders or pass when it comes to the side. Um, I am going to go back to him. I'm going to go back to Thomas Hurdle, anytime goal here. Scored in 7 of his last 9 games. Didn't score for us in the last game because Jack Eichel was greedy, scoring the only 2 goals for Vegas. Couldn't let Hurdle have one. But plus 240 for Thomas Hurdle, anytime goal here. I'll go back to him again in this game. Not taking Jack Eichel, he also has a goal in 5 of 7. I think plus 150 for Eichel. And I don't really want to load up on props against Ilya Sorokin, but I will take Thomas Hurdle for what he's done recently for us. First period and full game over in Buffalo. Yes. Sounds good. Cylinder on line one, not Johnson. Yeah. Cole Cylinder move up to line one. Johnson's on the second line, as I said, with Van Riemsdyk and uh, Del Bell Belouz. Del Bell Belouz. They've been playing well, so it makes sense that Everson wouldn't want to split those guys up at all. Columbus money line should not be plus 158. I agree, but I can't get to them with the injuries they have. Vegas 3 wins in the last 13. Third worst 13-game stretch in franchise history. Yeah, it's been bad. It's been bad. That's why it would have to be Islanders or pass, and I choose pass when it comes to the side. Grant agrees with Robert. But moving on to our next game, I'll be a little bit quicker with some of these games here in this middle part of the slate. Edmonton Oilers, as I don't have any plays here in the next few games. Edmonton minus 175 to minus 185. St. Louis plus 150 to plus 160. Sixes, 6.5s available here. This should be an Oilers spot. Oilers should take care of business here. Nobody consistent right now for the Blues. When it comes to player props for the Oilers, it's kind of tough to really take anything here. I know Matthias Ekholm, I believe, did not play in the last game, so I'm not sure his status here. But this game is just a pass. No interest in playing this one. I really do pass on Oilers games a lot this year. Just don't. They're a tough team to play when it comes odds wise. They're overpriced a lot of the time. They should get the win here, but no play for me here in this one. Hurdle, 3 goals in 5 games versus Sorokin. Yes, exactly what I want to hear, Jonathan. Also, Horvat anytime goals 11 in 16 versus Vegas, including one this season. I agree with that. Horvat's been good, so definitely a good look. But love to hear those hurdle stats. Love it. On to our next game, Carolina Hurricanes and the Winnipeg Jets here in this game. Carolina, yeah, the odds have definitely moved towards them now, minus 130 to minus 142, road favorites. Winnipeg, plus 118 to plus 123, home dogs, 5.5s right across the board here in this one. And I kind of, that 5.5 is kind of standing out to me here in this one. Obviously, with Comrie likely to start here in this game. And I kind of did want to take Carolina as well, but I've really got burned fading this Winnipeg Jets team. Betting against the Jets has obviously not been good all season long, but especially recently when I've tried to fade the Jets, it just hasn't worked out well for me. Um, so I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it here. Kyle Connor, he's scored in 3 of his last 4, so Connor's heating up here for the Jets. The Hurricanes, you could look at Jarvis or Aho, but ultimately lots of plays on today's slate, and I just couldn't get to this game, even though I want to bet against Winnipeg, but I'm not going to, especially now that Carolina is minus 130, minus 140. This game is definitely a pass. Pass. Good pass for you too. Yeah, nothing wrong. Passing. Oilers puck line. Oilers should explode in this game, low key. Okay. Grant likes the over here. Jarvis goal. Okay. I could see that. This game is going to overtime. I could see that as well. I could see the draw. I could see it. And I could also see goals. So maybe 3-3 overtime type of game here in this one. But on along to our next game here, we've got the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Calgary Flames here. Another team that has nobody consistent right now offensively for the Calgary Flames. Toronto minus 140 to minus 150. Calgary plus 120 to plus 130. Home dogs, 5.5 and 6s available here in this one. It will be Dustin Wolf confirmed for the Flames. Nobody yet confirmed for the Leafs here in this game. Um, I think the Leafs win, but minus 140, minus 150, I'd have to take them in regulation, which I'm not really comfortable with doing that here in this spot. Again, I said kind of the middle of the slate here is kind of tough, kind of tricky here. The Leafs had lost 3 games in a row, got that 4-3 win against the Oilers. Flames, they've won 2 of their last 3 against the Kraken and Anaheim, losing against Detroit. Also losing against Washington, losing against Winnipeg. So the Flames are kind of losing to stronger opponents. So I won't be surprised to see the Leafs win here, but it's hard to play, hard to bet here in this one. Jets Canes played the first period under 1.5. Comrie's 8-1 to the first period under in his last 9, despite his 1-8 record. Interesting. Kochetkov 6-3 first period under in his last 9. Rantanen over 2.5 shots on goal. Okay. Oilers after our loss to Toronto. Okay. Leafs road games are higher scoring. Okay, I can see that. Over 6. Best of luck. Hey Terry, hope all is well. You too, good. Nice to see you. This is an underrated game to watch tonight. Yeah, I can agree with that. But we'll continue on along with our next game. Another nobody, nobody hot right now for the Flyers. Obviously, they had nobody hot, and then they got shut out in their last game. So, still nobody consistent for the Flyers. Utah's having their troubles as well. Keller and Schmaltz have been the consistent guys for Utah. Philadelphia plus 120 to plus 126. Utah minus 140 to minus 150. 5.5s right across the board here in this one. Kind of jump off like hockey betting and just to talk about Utah specifically. Please do not let their their name be Utah Hockey Club. It's one of the final 3 options, and if you look at on Twitter, the options and the logos that were kind of sent out, it looks like they were made on NHL. They look like the NHL video game logos. Uh, so and of course the one that looks like a Yeti, like what it might have been for Utah Yeti, is the logo they chose for Hockey Club. So I'm really hoping pick a real name. Don't be Utah Hockey Club forever. I think that's just a horrible option, but that's just my opinion. Ultimately, I hate to pass in another game. Don't worry, I'm not passing in the next one. This one here, if I was going to bet anything, it would be Keller point parlayed with Nick Schmaltz point. No play here for me. And then good news for my season point total on Dylan Guenther. It looks like he will be returning soon. Not sure if it will be tonight or not, but if not tonight, should be back in his next game. He was practicing there on the second line with Hayden and Carconi there in practice. So I'm happy to see Dylan Guenther on his return here soon, as I have his point total. And they kind of, when asked if he might be out for the rest of the season, they weren't sure. So to have him back here the early February is great for me. So happy to see him making his return either tonight or the next game for Guenther. 5.5 on a don't push that. Oops. Okay. 5.5 on a good old Canadian matchup. The over. All right. Even with Dustin Wolf in that, kind of scary. Toronto versus Calgary battle for standings. Great races. I can agree with that. Kadri has 9 points in 8 games versus the Leafs, his former team. Okay, so he likes playing his former team. And points in 7 of 9 games he's played against Toronto. 7 of 9? I'm confused a little bit, but small plays on both a goal and assist to plus money. Okay. Good luck. Love Utah HC, but those who don't really don't. I get it. Really? Really? Like it sounds like a soccer club. Like like all the soccer teams are called like soccer clubs, and I no. I go with Utah Mammoth. Go with Utah Mammoth. Just don't be HC. Don't be HC. Gunther back tonight confirmed. I love to see it. I love to see it. I hope he scores a hat trick. I'll be a happy guy. Really? Wow. Wow. I don't know what to say. Morgan Frost versus the Leafs. Yes, Morgan Frost versus the Leafs. I'm just gonna say yes, but obviously he played. He did score in his first game with Calgary. We're talking about Philly, so I was just about to, but yeah, no. Um, I kind of like the hockey club. What? Come on, guys, come on. But you're right. It should be a real name. Exactly. It should be a real name. Real name. Yeti is a popular brand of thermos coffee cups in my area for soccer moms. Nobody has a unique taste in spoon-fed, trendy brands. All right, all right. Utah Commanders? I said no. I don't know about that one. Flyers team total under 2.5, says Terry Ray Vegas. I could obviously it's kind of scary taking unders, especially with team totals, but yeah, the way the Flyers offense is right now, I want to talk you off that for sure. It will be Vejmelka likely for Utah. Samuel Urson confirmed here for Philadelphia. Frost has 2 goals and 4 points in 10 games versus Toronto. Okay. So not the best stats, like not the best performance, but something. Flyers money line is tempting? Really? Really? I don't really agree, but on to our next game. Detroit Red Wings and the Seattle Kraken here in this game. Detroit minus 105 to plus 100. Seattle minus 110 to minus 118. 5.5s right across the board here in this one. This game is very interesting. Detroit, obviously, on a 6 game win streak coming in here. And when they made the coaching change and Detroit went on that hot streak, they were getting the job done with their offense, especially their power play was just lethal. Detroit was scoring goals in bunches. And then they lost, I think, 3 or 4 games, kind of went cold there. Now they're winning games again, but it's not because of their offense. Detroit's allowed 2 or fewer goals in 7 consecutive games. They're winning games 3-2 a lot of the time. And then you look at Seattle, they've been involved in high scoring games recently and for quite a bit. For quite a bit now. There's been definitely times when I've looked at the Seattle Kraken against teams like Vancouver. They have a heavy over streak against Edmonton. They have a heavy over streak against, and here against Detroit. Detroit and Seattle have faced each other 7 times since Seattle joined the NHL. All 7 games went over 5.5. 2 of them finished with 6 goals, and I believe 5 all went over 6.5. So what's going to happen? Are we going to see past history continue? Are we going to see lots of goals here in this game? Or is Detroit going to play how they have recently and kind of shut down their opponent? Um, I'm hoping they don't shut down their opponent because I'm going right back to Shane Wright over half a point. Points in 6 of his last 7 games. I believe this is the best streak of his career so far. Um, Obviously, top 4 pick was projected to go first overall. Ended up falling to the Kraken, and he's really kind of shown his potential this year, especially recently. So Shane Wright over half a point plus 144 I got for Wright to get a point, which he's done in 6 of his last 7 games. Great odds there. Half unit play there for me. And then also a 0.3 unit play. I'm going right back to Eeli Tolvanen here, plus 450 at Bet365 for Eeli Tolvanen to score. He scored in 4 of his last 5 games. I'll take him to score here in this one. And then don't be surprised to see goals in this game, and don't be surprised to see Detroit win. They've been really hot recently. It's really tough for me to look at Detroit props though right now. Um, like I said, they've been kind of winning lower scoring games, but I do think we get goals here. So give me Tolvanen goal and Shane Wright over half a point here in this game. Utah is not good. The Flyers are not good. That's true. I can agree with that. 180 minutes of hockey since Flyers last goal. Oh no. Oh no. Stolars is back tonight for the Leafs. Okay. Okay. Red Wings money line. They're hot. Yes, they are. Yes. Heavy over history. Heavy over history. We'll see what happens. DeBrincat goal from Kane assist. I could see that happening. I know DeBrincat did score there in his last game, so I could see that. I could see that. But we'll continue on along with our next game, the Colorado Avalanche and the Vancouver Canucks. Keep an eye on Quinn Hughes, who did not play in his last game. So we'll see if he plays tonight or not for the Canucks. Colorado minus 144 to minus 155. The Canucks plus 128 to plus 130. Home dogs, 5.5s right across the board here in this one. No goalies confirmed. Blackwood against, Demko is now likely for the Canucks. Nobody yet confirmed for the Avalanche. And a really rough season for Demko. 4, 6, and 3 with a 3.26 goals against average and an 873 save percentage. No shutouts. He struggled. He struggled this year. This Canucks team in general has kind of struggled this year. Looking at this game here, unfortunately, it's another pass for me. Arturi Lehkonen, Jonathan Drouin have both been playing well, obviously with Nathan McKinnon. So if you wanted to look at their props, as I said, we have seen Demko really struggle this season. I do think the Avalanche are probably the right side here, but again, minus 155 is not in my price range, so I would have to look with Colorado in regulation. Back-to-back shutouts for the Avalanche, 5-0 and 2-0, both at home. Now heading onto the road. We'll see if they can keep it going here. Ultimately, a game I can't get to. Can't get to this one. But ton of games today, so nothing wrong with passing on some. It's been over 217 minutes since the Flyers scored on a goalie. Empty net goal with 15 seconds left in regulation in their last win. Wow. Wow. And that's exactly why it says nobody. That's why it says nobody, because there's literally nobody consistent for them right now at all. But moving on along to our next one here. And wow, lots of players here playing well on streaks for both teams. Dallas Stars and the Anaheim Ducks here in this game. Dallas minus 220 to minus 245. Anaheim plus 190 to plus 198. Sixes and 5.5s kind of evenly split here between the different books in this one. And this Dallas Stars team comes in, I believe, on a 5-game win streak. But the Anaheim Ducks, they've won 4 of their last 5 as well. So both teams playing well right now. Both teams scoring goals, getting offense here. If you're looking at Dallas, I'd be looking at Robertson and Johnston both to get points. I would parlay those together. Both have been very consistent. Wyatt Johnston's been on a tear recently. I believe it's been a couple multi-point games for him in a row. So I would keep an eye on Wyatt Johnston when it comes to player props here. For the Ducks, we're going right back to Frank Vatrano, anytime goal, which we cashed on in the last game. 0.3 unit play there, plus 290 for Frank Vatrano to score. A goal in 5 of his last 6, and he's plus 290. And then, as you can see, he's shooting the puck as well recently. Mason McTavish, he's got a goal in 5 of 6 as well. So he's been really hot recently. Jackson Lacombe, has been the most consistent defenseman for the Ducks this season. Troy Terry did not play in the last game. I believe Matt Duchene didn't play in the last game either for Dallas. So maybe stay away from those guys. But I like the other guys here on the screen. Lots of players hot in this game. We'll see if the goals can keep going here for both teams. Mikko Rantanen has 10 goals, 18 assists in 28 games versus the Jets. All right, Robert's coming in here with Jonathan stats. Okay. Johnston, Robert, yeah. I would go there, and I'm not on it myself just because I have a lot of plays, and I am trying to be a little bit lower volume, but I do like that. I do like that. Grabbed as money line minus 130 last night. I like that. I like that. Good luck. Stop Geo. Parlay the Oilers and Avs together plus 163. You could do that. You could do that. Stars own the Ducks 8-2 in the last 10. That doesn't surprise me. Obviously, this Dallas team has been a very good team in recent seasons, and the Ducks have been a rebuilder. When looking at previous history stats, and you guys know, obviously, I love my previous history stats, but when you're looking at teams like Anaheim and Columbus, you're going to notice that the Anaheim and Columbus teams in recent years have been really bad. But there were young teams that are really starting to improve. So um, you have to factor that into looking at past history stats as well. San Jose is going to be there in a couple of years. They're going to be a dangerous team, the San Jose Sharks, in a few years. We'll be betting on them all the time. Just wait. Johnston on a tear. A rope back on that line. You do like Hintz point bet. Okay. Good luck. Yep. Hintz has been good recently. Granlund, who obviously got traded to the Stars, minus 130 for a point in his first game. All right. Stankoven point playing with Hinson Robertson. Oh, Johnston isn't there? They moved him off? Let's see. They moved Johnston. Yeah, they did. Johnston is on the third line with Dadonov and Ben. Okay. I don't know really how much I like that, but we'll see what happens. Terry, are you on Betstamp? I used to be, but no, I'm not anymore. I obviously use their app for shopping lines, but I don't put my plays on there. My plays, Caprotech, the best place to get my plays. I do post free plays on there, on Caprotech. No, he's not. He is not. You kind of expect to with obviously Granlund coming in, you would expect some line changes, which has been the case. Yeah, he's on the third line with Ben, but obviously still on the top power play. So, and the Ducks, I believe, still have a bad penalty kill, so he could still get his points for the Stars. But on to our final game, the Montreal Canadiens and the San Jose Sharks here in this one. Montreal minus 170 to minus 180, road favorites. The Sharks plus 130 to plus 150, home dogs. Sixes and 6.5s available here in this game. And Montreal should not be minus 180 here in this game. The Montreal Canadiens, obviously, they had their hot streak, and we bet on them. We bet on them on their hot streak. We were on Cole Caulfield. We were on Lane Hudson. Everything was going great. And then the wheels fell off the bus, and they have not attempted to put them back on. Things have just been really rough for this Habs team recently. 3-2 loss in their last game, 4-0 to Minnesota, 4-1 to the Jets, 4-3 to New Jersey, 4-2 to Detroit. But when you look at the Sharks on the other side here, 6-2 loss to Seattle, 2-1 win against Pittsburgh, but then 7-2 loss to Florida, 6-5 loss to Nashville, 7-5 loss to Nashville. Some very, very high scoring games for the Sharks in their recent stretch, except that 2-1 game. And then the Habs, they're on the other side. 3 straight unders, under 5.5s, where they haven't really been scoring at all. 3 goals total over their last 3 games. So this one's tough. This one is really tough because are the Habs finally going to get it going here? Which they have not. Uh, Obviously, been able to score recently. Obviously, not been able to win games. When we look at who's in net, Alexander Georgiev confirmed for the Sharks. Samuel Montembeault confirmed for the Habs here in this one. I can't get to a side here. Obviously, there's value with San Jose. Montreal should not be this big of a favorite, but the Sharks aren't winning games either. So I don't want to get involved there. Maybe Sharks team total, but I'm just not sure. Now, one play I'm going to be on is Will Smith over 0.5 point, which was not available earlier on. Let's see if, yeah, it's available at Bet Rivers, but it doesn't really look like anywhere else. Um, Obviously, some other, I don't want to call them no name books, but some other books that most of the people watching the show have probably not ever heard of have Will Smith point props available as well. But most likely he'll be added later on the day in the day. That's what happened with him last time. So maybe around 7 o'clock when the games start, the early games. Maybe take a look then or throughout the day. But Will Smith over 0.5 point. I'm seeing him at Bet Rivers around plus 140. A point in 6 consecutive games for Smith on that top line. He's been great. I'll be locking in his point prop as soon as it is available. Either BetMGM, FanDuel, 365, something like that. I'll be looking for Will Smith point props when it's available here. Troy Terry has 4 goals, 3 assists in 11 games versus the Stars. Okay. That's how much depth Dallas has. They are a wagon. Yes. I'm pretty sure you're a Stars fan, Supernova. But yeah, they have a lot of depth. That's very true. The dual point parlay doesn't look as good as it was. Yes. But if the Stars score a whole bunch against the Ducks, then you could be fine. You could be fine there. You played Fabry at plus 423 goals in 4 games against Onager. Okay. Zegras, 6 assists in 8 games versus the Stars. All right. Rangers minus 170 favorites versus Boston tomorrow. I mean, I know Boston is on the back to back, but yeesh. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a lot. Good luck to all. Working, so can't hear, etc., but just stopped in to say good luck to y'all. Good luck, IceX, except on your Bruins puck line bet. Uh, I wish you bad luck. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't wish you bad luck. But yes, go wild. McTavish props, yeah, you could definitely look at him. He's been hot. He's been hot. Habs puck line, Georgiev in that. Ooh, really? Really? Well, they do have to turn things around eventually. They're not going to lose every game the rest of the season, but then you're going with the guys that used to be hot. All right. Good luck. Kirby Doc goal. Okay. Hudson versus Vanacek. It's not Vanacek. It is Georgiev. Georgiev. I could score in Georgiev. Well, there you go. We gotta get you on a 1 day contract for the Habs there, Addison. Probably laughing. Montreal puck line best play on the card today. Whoa, Jay Stone. Wow. Okay. The books have moved Celebrini to 3.5. Yeah, of course they'll do that. Obviously, 3 shots in 9 of his last 10. Eventually, they are going to adjust that, which sucks. But he has 4 shots on goal, only 3 of the last 14. Aha. So yeah, maybe use the 3 shots as a parlay piece. Parlay it with something else. That's what I would do there in that situation if I did want to play it. But I literally get burned on shots and goal props. I don't know what it is, but I get burned. All these guys in streaks, and as soon as I bet them to get their shots, they don't. Um, plus 850 offshore. All right, all right. He already gave up a goal before the game even started. Oh no. Oh no. Well, hopefully it was. I don't have any Habs props, so never mind. But there you go. Nylander has 8 goals and 18 assists. 22 games versus the Flames. All right, all right. Laughing. Thing. Fave side today, Terry. Liking my Vegas money line the most. The only side I've given out on today's show is obviously the Wild money line. I do have another side play, but it is a premium play. It's a premium play, so you can get it over on Caprotech. Link is in the description below. Yes, he already gave up one. That's horrible. And if you're too much of a whoa, Jay Stone, come on now. If you're too much of a P word with 4 stars at the end, you guys can probably guess what that is. To play a puck line, then take Montreal money line with Suzuki points. I don't know. I do not think the Habs should be this big of a favorite. It would not shock me to see the Sharks win this game. Um, honestly, I could see this game being a 5-4 win for the Habs too. I could see them winning by 1. So yeah, staying off. Staying off. Thank you, Terry. You're welcome, Stop Geo. Yeah, or do what Robert says and take your Red Wings. Stop Geo. They've been winning. They've been winning. Your best bet is Leafs over 6. Okay, okay. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, folks. Yes, hit the like button. And a penis. No, that's not the word that he was using. But good guess, Addison. That's today's show. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed today's show. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you guys are new. Ton of new followers on Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. And when it comes to tomorrow, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there will be a show. I would lean with no. Rangers minus 167 favorites against Boston, Edmonton against Chicago, and Montreal against LA. So, yes, unfortunately, no show tomorrow unless something changes. But we'll be back Thursday with the big slate on Thursday. Caprotech plays. I've got one player prop that I did not give out on today's show, as well as a side, both available at Caprotech. Link is in the description of the video. I don't know who's going to win the Devils game. All right, all right. Sends money line plus 150. Good luck. And thanks, Terry. No problem. Thanks, Addison. Good luck. Jay Stone's laughing. He's getting a good laugh, which is good. Always good to laugh. But thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you back on Thursday for another episode of Picks on Net, NHL picks and predictions. Best of luck.